I've never seen such an awesome man. In order to provide children with a better growth environment, spend all your savings on the whole mountain under the Rocky Mountains. It took 5 years. Build a double-story villa that countless people envy. Not only is the interior decoration luxurious, they grow their own fruits and vegetables, just not too cool. Where 3 years ago, husband and wife built the first building in their lives, the house, but with 4 children growing up. The existing space seems to be a bit out of control. In addition, his wife successfully conceived her 5th child. Therefore, the couple planned to continue expanding the house from the side, create a more spacious living environment for a family. The doctor poured the foundation of the new house last month. You can directly start the construction of the main body today. I saw him splicing grazing together. It's cooled into a wall frame. Rhubarb also wants to participate in the work, but he is already an old dog at the end of his life. The benefits of being born at this time are reflected. A frame weighing 100 kgs can be easily lifted. Considering the load-bearing aspects, the base of the column also needs to be poured in advance. Any plug that is convenient to fix. Waiting for drying time. Build the remaining wall frames as well. Sometimes, he will also teach his son some jobs that he can do. Cultivate their hands-on skills from an early age. So when you grow up, you have a skill. After all, I relied on this skill in the first place. I just caught up with such a beautiful wife. They say that wood-framed houses are not strong enough, but it's also really quick to build. Others' work volume is at least 2 months. The family can easily handle it in 2 days. Later he plans to connect the 2 houses. You also need to reserve the location at the door in advance. Then spread sand and gravel evenly on the ground. Do a good job of preliminary hardening, since the ground floor is ready to be used as a garage. Therefore, it is necessary to reserve enough space for the gate. The weather in the mountains is fickle. It is already a warm spring. In the blink of an eye, snowflakes rose in the sky, but the couple has long been accustomed to it. Connect the railings with wire cables. Further reinforcement of the newly built horse farm. Concrete drying. The 2 of them fixed the square object on it, thanks to the hair bolts installed in advance. Just screw on the bottom. Make the column as stable as an old dog. Even if it bears more than 500 kgs, it is completely worthwhile. With the recent rise in temperature, it's time for the annual planting, but you need to get rid of the weeds in the vegetable bed first, to replant the seeds of hope. It's about, will they have enough food for the winter? So the family is very concerned about it. In addition to that, the 2 also developed animal husbandry. Dried baba from the sheep. It just happens to be the most powerful fertilizer for vegetable fields. The framework of the first floor has been built, then it can be sealed with plates. Although there are frequent accidents in the process, fortunately, the couple can adjust in time. The children are playing carefree on the grass. Only Rhubarb has witnessed the hard work of the 2 people. The next day the doctor shook the tanker. Start pouring the foundation between the 2 houses. This kind of work is handed over to professional workers. The couple has more important things to attend to. Install and cool the ground on the 2nd floor. Before the master worker leaves. And by the way, pour a terrace for the door. Watching truckloads of concrete arrive. Let the doctor's wallet shrink again. Then a layer of dry cement is sprinkled. Not only can it increase the wear resistance of the terrace, it can also effectively fill in the tiny surface defects. But it's not over yet. And then we put on this rubber. The pad is hammered repeatedly with a tool. When dried, a stone-like texture forms on the surface. Plain concrete can also impersonate a sense of high class. The next day the doctor shipped the ozone version. Begin to seal the ground on the 2nd floor. Spread super glue evenly on the bottom. Does not give the board any opportunity to move. Although there is no demand for occupants on the 1st floor, but the ground also needs to be hardened. Finally, use the tool to repeatedly level, until there is no flaw on the surface. The 2nd floor is built in the same way as the 1st floor. The wall frames were still made of square wood. With previous experience, it's not that hard to do it again. As for the final cap job, then leave it to a little superpower to do it. The doctor bought the finished frame directly. Manufacturers not only support door-to-door delivery, there are also professionals responsible for the installation. Thanks to the customized size, let the work go very smoothly. I have to say that having money is good. You don't even have to cover the plates yourself. And then you put the tarp on. Do a good job of waterproofing the roof. Considering the coordination between the houses, still use black color steel tile for the final seal. On the other hand, the couple is not idle either. Busy framing the walls. It's a pity that the sky doesn't follow people's wishes. A sudden downpour disrupted the original plan of the 2. After the heavy rain, the construction team has just completed the final side closing ship. Then came the production of the gables on both sides. Fix the square wood vertically, to get enough light indoors. There are also huge floor-to-ceiling windows reserved in front. Sit here and enjoy the scenery in the future. Just thinking about it is very pleasant. I can't believe the couple hasn't checked in yet. Under the eaves, a bird has already settled down. Looks like it's time to close the walls too. seeing more and more animals on the farm. In order for them to survive the winter smoothly, it is necessary to build an ancient warehouse. This kind of thing is naturally left to the workers. After all, it's not a problem that can be solved with money. And the couple also have their own tasks. Paste the gap on the edge of the window frame. Avoid running water when it rains and look down on the wall panels. Otherwise, they are professional. In just 2 days, the barn had its roof framed. The window ordered by the doctor in the afternoon also just arrived on fire. Thanks to the measured size. Just fix it with screws and it can be sewn tightly, in addition to having a wife and children to assist. Let the installation work go very smoothly. The next day, the workers started topping the top of the barn. Due to the lack of housing demand, the walls are also covered with color steel tiles. Considering the problem of lighting, large areas of windows have been specially reserved on both sides. It doesn't depress the horse even indoors. The other side, because the wood under the eaves is exposed, you also need to apply antiseptic wood wax oil. Avoid long-term wind and sun erosion. In leisure time, doctors also go out to play with their families. Have a relaxing sea fishing. Alleviate the fatigue accumulated by recent construction. Harvest a large box of salmon in just 2 hours. The boat boss kindly helped them remove their internal organs. It's food for a family of 7 for the next 2 weeks. And with the construction of the barn nearing completion, the two also need to hurry up and continue the construction of the new home, since this place is intended for children to live in. Therefore, it is necessary to divide each person's room, except for the wet and dry separate bathroom, and the rest is their common operating space. After a whole summer, the potatoes in the vegetable garden also ushered in a bumper harvest. These will serve as a guarantee for the family to survive the winter. There's also some meat. Fry the kettle on the fire. The cooking shell produces a Maillard reaction, with vegetables freshly harvested from the field. It was their sumptuous but simple dinner. The next day was a rare sunny day. The couple painted the wood with antiseptic paint, used to seal under the eaves. Anything you can do alone, doctors will choose to do it themselves. But considering that wiring is not my forte, still have to hand it over to a professional electrician. Take advantage of this time. Plan out an old location in the barn. The bottom is covered with soft sawnwood insulation. It can be more comfortable in winter. In addition to the economic dividends brought by the development of animal husbandry, as building videos go viral, the two began to make frequent appearances on major radio programs. I also increased my income by giving interviews. Only then will there be enough superpowers to support subsequent construction. The next day a blizzard broke out. Goose feather-like snowflakes poured down. In the blink of an eye, the earth was covered with a thick layer of silver. Fortunately, Dave ordered the thermal insulation cotton in advance. Next, you can enter the indoor thermal insulation link. In order to move into a new home as soon as possible, even in the dead of night, they're burning the midnight oil. Fortunately, there are many newborns. With the addition of children, the family soon finished the work. Christmas is getting closer and closer. The doctor hung colorful lights under the eaves early in the morning, although there is no one else in 100 miles, but the sense of ritual of the festival must be in place. With the purchase of drywall, it has finally arrived. We need to seal the roof. Be careful to drill gaps in the board. Reserve the lighting circuit. Avoid the trouble of rework later, and then you screw it in. Due to the continuous snowfall in recent days, caused the temperature at the top of the mountain to drop sharply. The doctor took the door panel made before, installed in the middle location of the aisle. Considering that the first floor needs to be used as a garage, it is also necessary to spend a lot of money to install rolling shutter doors for it. In the future, I will not feel like working hands and feet. The snowflakes on the mountain are still terrified. With the first floor ceiling done, next comes the ceiling material of the wall. It's still drywall. During the period, not only the holes of the socket should be cut out, also reserve the position of the window. Upstairs and downstairs, a total of hundreds of square meters of area. It's not meant to happen overnight. For this reason, the couple are often busy late at night. It took half a month to get it completely done, considering that the bathroom is a water disaster area. It also needs to be covered with special waterproof board. When you're done, stick the gap between the plates with tape. Scrape with putty. Do every job of the wall well. But this job is not my professional counterpart, or leave it to an experienced worker to complete. After all, in addition to testing the operator's skills, there are also certain requirements for body balance. Because the surface of the gypsum board is not flat enough, the workers gave the wall a rough brush on a layer of mortar, and then you polish it with a tool, until the slightest flaw can no longer be seen. In order to save as much money as possible, the ceiling doctor on the second floor is going to fight in person, but first cover the stretch with plastic film, prevent indoor moisture from rising. The next day, he got a truckload of boards. After being transported from the window on the second floor, you can fix it with a nail gun. Benefit from the paint port that comes with the board room. It's not too easy for couples to install. due to the aesthetic requirements. And the bedrooms were made out of the same sheets, in order to make later living more comfortable. Every detail must be perfected. It's a pity Rhubarb didn't wait until the day his new home was completed. He slept forever in the quietest corner of the vegetable garden. The couple are also very sad about this. After a day of adjustment, the interior should also enter the process of painting. White is always the most durable color. It also looks more spacious when it's done. The first floor will be used as a garage for the future. Not only should wear resistance be taken into account, it is also convenient for later cleaning and maintenance. The doctor chose to sprinkle this epoxy color chip. Wait until the bottom is watered and dry. Remove the excess. Finally, apply a layer of epoxy resin. Ground treated like this. Even if it takes another 100 years, it won't be a problem. Considering the inconvenience of moving ladders around, it's time to build the staircase as well, despite the fact that doctors often rely on superpowers. But the carpentry was amazing. The stair bracket was made in 3 or 2 strokes. Neat degree. Even mathematicians would cry when they saw it. Then just cut the board to the right length. Can be laid on as a countertop. At the same time, the middle aisle should also be closed. And then Dave cut the planks. Splice it together with bolts. And that creates the frame at the top. The structure of a triangle is not only very strong, it's not easy to accumulate water on the top when it rains. After covering it with plywood, the seams should also be firmly pasted with tape. Do not allow the cold wind to enter the room. And then a reflective pad. Completely isolate the spicy sunlight. Only when you are done can you use the color steel tile for the final closure. Because the soil on the mountain is relatively soft, it's easy to get muddy on rainy days. So the doctor spent a lot of money to hire the construction team. I'm going to lay a strip of asphalt in front of the door and expose it. I can only say that this kid is still rich. As Rhubarb travels to Western Bliss to fill the vacancy of the ranch manager, Dave runs away with a golden retriever from a friend. It is said to have the purest Brazilian blood. As soon as I got home, I became everyone's new favorite. The furniture ordered the next day has also arrived. However, before installing, we have to flooring the second floor first. As a living room for the future, the doctor specially chose this carbonized plate. The deep texture on the surface is not only more stylish, and it has good corrosion resistance. Make post-maintenance easier. And then you put the whole cabinet together. Bring some commonly used home appliances. Thanks to pre-measured dimensions, the size is just right. In order to highlight the layering of the interior, the two decided to paste marble porcelain on the walls. Brick. The doctor is responsible for cutting in suitable areas. Make sure it fits perfectly when installed. After all these years of immersion, the wife can also get started with some simple tasks. With the tacit cooperation of the two, the room as a whole was immediately upgraded by a level. With the renovation of the living room done, and then we put the bedroom door on, a full 2 centimeters thick. Even if the missiles come, they will have the power to fight. Of course, the bathroom has a lot of smelly mirrors. Open your eyes later. You can enjoy your handsome face. Seeing the kitchen appliances installed in place one after another, considering that it is easy to produce oil fumes when cooking. The doctor pasted tiles on the wall again. During this period, the assistance of a level is also required. Make sure each piece is at the same height. In order to avoid the water appliance asking the wall panel when taking the shower, the bathroom should also be tiled with waterproof tiles. Fortunately, the area that needs to be laid is not large, even if only the doctor can handle it easily. So a wall beautifully is a job that tests patience. It's just right for the always careful wife. When you're done, install showers and other utensils. Hang up the floral cloth for privacy. Curtain. You don't have to worry about the risk of leaving. The winters in Ida and the state are long and cold. To ensure we have enough fuel for the winter, the doctor's family began collecting firewood in the autumn. Avoid being caught off guard by sudden cooling. The vegetable garden also ushered in another round of bumper harvest. Among them, the production of tomatoes ranks first. Pick out the good ones and keep them for yourself. Leave the rest to brother chicken. Enough for them to eat for a while. The wall panel ordered on the other side has finally arrived. After cutting to the right size, it can be used to cover the outer wall. The entire board is made of concrete. Not only does it have the characteristics of fire resistance and corrosion resistance, and match it with the wood-like texture on the upper surface, the force of the villa is undoubtedly revealed at once. With the closure of the exterior wall done, the next day a blizzard hit. In an instant, the whole mountain was dyed white, due to the fact that enough firewood was collected in advance. Let the doctor not have to worry about heating at all, but to store more firewood conveniently. It was necessary to build another shed. More than a dozen grains were inserted in the pillar alone. Not to mention that the bottom has to be poured with concrete. Finished fixing the plank. Connect each grain column. With experience in building large houses. And that's no problem at all. And the frame was built very quickly. Considering the waterproofing issue. The roof must be tilted at an angle. To ensure the smooth flow of water. Also based on the consideration of breathability. The wall panels should also leave sufficient gaps. To keep the interior ventilated at all times. Finally, fix the same tiles in the villa. Even after the job. Build a firewood shed. Don't waste the rest of the board. Just in time to make these for the middle aisle. At the same time. And there was good news. The wife gave birth at home. The 5th baby. From then on, this family was a member of the star. The happy life of a family of 8 is becoming more and more fulfilling. Old writer made the doctor's joy palpable. Brothers and sisters are even more doting. To celebrate this momentous occasion, the two plan to dig a pond behind the house. Useful or not, it doesn't matter. Mainly a rich and wayward, but he still thinks it's not perfect. As the saying goes, running water makes money. So Dave dug a meter-deep hole in front of the door. After the bottom is covered with a tarp, put in a complete filtration system, and it's decorated with boulders and grains of sand. Create a natural wild area of fake stone forest patrol. Finally, just connect to the water source. It is a set of flowing water landscapes full of artistic conception. The weeds on the farm are always cut and grown. These will become rations for the horses, and an important barrier for animals to keep warm. But compared to the lush farm, the surroundings of the villa are a different scene. Just like you who stayed up late chasing dramas and playing games. You can see the land with a bare glance. So the doctor had to find a worker. We're going to give strength to this land. Sure enough, it still has to rely on technology and hard work. It's been less than half a month. Thick grass grows on the ground. It seems that the remaining hairline has also been saved. After 5 years of hard work, the couple had just moved in with nothing. Up to now, it is sitting on hundreds of square meters of luxury houses and pastures. The original happy two-person world. It has also gradually grown into a happy family of 8. And the doctor has kept his promise. Successfully lead your family to a life without competition.